Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I was given these 9 power supply boxes from a friend of mine who is also in the IT department. They are in his garage stacked up collecting dust, no longer use for them. Some of them don't work anymore. And I have had several questions from viewers about power supply boxes. Should they try and sell them online whole? Is it better to bring them into the scrapyard unopened? Or should they take the time and remove some of the scrappable items off of this board and sell it separately? So going to answer those questions today. I do want to say I love these power supply boxes. They come in all of your computer towers, different sizes. Some of them are different shaped. You have some that like this that are more of a L pattern, if you will. Most of them you will see that are more in a type of cube form. Some are flatter. So all of these do come from different styles of computers, different ages on them, but they are an excellent source of scrappable material. And I will address the first question first. Like any of my items that I find, you will make more money selling or trying to sell it online in good workable condition. I have seen a number of these on places like Kijiji or eBay, people selling them whole, and people will buy them, you know, try to refurbish computer towers or computer hobbyists. So you can make good money that way. But these, because they don't work anymore, and a lot of times because I'm finding these computer towers on the side of the road, I'm not sure if they work anymore either. So I do scrap these, but again, the rule always applies before you scrap. Check to see if it works because you will make more as resellable in good working condition. But again, this video for scrapping, great items for sure. Look at this one here. I've already opened a few. If I was to bring them in unopened, I actually have 29.5 pounds right here, and I'm gonna get electronic weight price. Currently right now, it's about 5 to 7 cents a pound, so better than nothing. But these are great opening them up, taking the time, very easy to do. And that's partly because the outer shell is actually tin or shred. And tin and shred is just a category at our scrapyard that we classify any type of metallic metal that is thinner than a 1/4 inch is tin or shred. And I have had several of my viewers comment, you know, that's not tin or shred. You're absolutely right. It just refers to a category at the scrapyard. So again, hopefully that clarifies it for people. But these shells right here going as tin and shred, right now going for 10 cents a pound. So gonna make more money from that. As well, once I open it up, just to show you a couple, look at this beautiful circuit board loaded with copper donuts, as I call them. Another nice spool of copper here. All of this copper is gonna go for number 2 copper price once I remove that magnetic ring around it. And number 2 copper right now going for $4.20 a pound. These do have some beautiful aluminum heat sinks. These heat sinks right here, you can see this one here is a nice flat square here. These ones as well. These are gonna be clean aluminum, and clean aluminum right now going for about 45 cents a pound. It does also have a transformer on it. And for the sake of this video, I will not have the time to remove everything from here, but I will include in my comment section the full breakdown. I did want to show this beauty. I don't come across these often, but I really would love to. Notice these 3 heat sinks right here. 1, 2, 3. These are actually copper. I have done the scratch test. You can see right there it glistening in the light. So this is going to give me number 1 copper price, and currently once I remove any type of gunk on there, but number 1 a little bit higher than number 2 price, $4.30 a pound for these. You can see it does also have some really nice copper donuts and spools. So excellent, excellent items for sure on both sides. This one right here, a little bit different. This aluminum, these heat sinks, and most of my circuit boards do come with aluminum heat sinks, not copper, but it just goes to show once you open them, you never know what you're gonna get. But these two are actually gonna be classified as a higher brand of aluminum. Notice you have the, looks like the press, or this has gone through a mold or a press. Any type of aluminum that has that style of look that's been through a mold or a press is classified as extrusion. Extrusion is actually right now going for 92 cents a pound in London, Ontario. It has gone down about 6 cents from last week, but still 92 cents a pound for this. I often talk about extrusion. Most of mine comes from heat sinks, but you do also have window frames, the screens, a lot of your tracks from bathrooms or aluminum screen doors. All of those are extrusion. So beautiful aluminum heat sink there. Again, 92 cents a pound for this. This wire here, what's interesting about this wire is this will be upgraded to what we classify as your 60% appliance wire, which is currently right now going for $2.33 a pound in London, Ontario. It too has gone down a little bit, but again, great price. However, if I want to get that price, I am going to have to clean this wire off. As it stands like this would be lower value because of all these plastic ends. So this is currently going right here as your 40% because it has the plastic. And that right now is going for $1.44 a pound in London, Ontario. So not a bad prices also, but again, very easy to upgrade. All I'm actually gonna do, for example, is just remove the ends like this, and I can actually sell these. I have a bucket right beside me here. These are actually gonna go for 19 cents a pound as is, because there is some brass still in there, and I have found the buyer in London, they will take these. So 19 cents a pound for that. And in my opinion, well worth the little bit of effort removing this, because again, just removing this, I'm still getting money for it, but I'm upgrading the entire wire from $1.44 to $2.33 a pound. The other interesting thing about this wire is the black wires that you see like this, any type of the connectors. I'm just gonna cut this one off because I wanna upgrade, but I also want to take a flathead screwdriver just to show you. Okay, so I'm gonna put some safety glasses on just to be safe on my end. But if I pop this part open here, which I'm gonna do, just gonna break the plastic. Notice inside of there, those are gold-plated prongs. So I will actually open this up. I have a small vial for gold recovery, and I will just pull those out and cut those off. So haven't refined my gold yet, but gold-plated prongs, again, gonna make more money for those for sure. And I definitely don't wanna just leave them on on the wire, because I'm not gonna get value for that. So you wanna make sure, like I said, any type of your prongs. This one here, they do have different ones. This one has 1, 2, sometimes they are halfway up here. There it is, look at that. This one has 4 of them here. Okay, so there is some gold recovery on this as well. So that's great, you do wanna check that, okay? But another item, this one here, I did wanna open this one to show you. Look at that beautiful, thick transformer that comes off it. There is tape on that. I am gonna remove that tape. There is gonna be 2 beautiful copper windings on that. Again, there is a category for transformers at a scrapyard. They're going for about 20 cents a pound, but that copper, once I remove it, again, gonna give me $4.22 a pound, and that shell is tin as well. So I'm still gonna get the 10 cents a pound for this. And I do also wanna make a point that once I remove the goodies off of here, the rest of this, I'm still going to get circuit board price, which is about 5 cents a pound. So it's gonna have my capacitors here. They look like giant batteries. I don't remove these, they will stay on for the weight. There are, right here in the bottom, you can see this one. I'm just gonna use this one for an example. There are a couple of my, I call them silver contact boxes, but they're relay boxes, and they do have a little bit of silver in them. So if I pull one up to the camera, something like this, it's gonna have inside of it a little dot of silver that you can see. I do cut those off and put them into my silver vial. They do also have a little spool of copper here. I'll show you this one. I've opened this one. So that's something that looks like a little spool of copper inside, and there will be a little bit of silver as well from that dot. So they do also have copper. Very easy to pull off. Just gonna start with this one. Just gonna pull off a heat sink just for this video. And again, because I'm not really worried about the damage of this, I did wanna show this. These prongs you see right here are also worth copper. Some of them, you can see if I turn them, they do have the metallic top. Some of them have the complete plastic on them. But again, they are copper inside. Just gonna show you one if I take it off, very simple. Okay, again, there's a nice piece of clean aluminum, 50 cents, 45 to 50 cents a pound for that. Okay, but this one, gonna show you, and the glue on here actually does have, there's a little bit of paste on there. Some people will recover that as well. They'll scoop it off because it does contain a small bit of silver in it. For myself, it is messy, so it depends on if it's a big gob of it. I might try and pull it off with a scraper and put it into a container. But again, I just don't like it on my bench. But there is a little bit of silver recovery in that tape. Okay, the screws I'm gonna throw into my steel bin, but I did want to show you right here. Here is a file. Just gonna scratch the top for you. Okay, it's gonna be hard to see with the light. Hopefully you can see it, but there is right there. You can see the top of that is copper. Okay, so again, this is gonna be number 2 copper. And I have had some people say to me that they are not able to bring things like this to the scrapyard. They will not buy them. And one of my suggestions, they said that the scrapyard said there was too much plastic. You will find a buyer for these, especially because copper continues to be our scrapper's gold. But one of my suggestions would be if you had some that have the metallic on the top like this, keep them separate from the ones that are all plastic. And that way they may take half of them, they may not take the other ones. But I would also strongly recommend that you suggest that you will bring them to another scrapyard. Remember, they are in competition for your items because they want to sell them later for a higher price. So there are times where if you threaten to take it somewhere else, they will change their mind. But again, do not get discouraged if you cannot find one buyer for these because there are scrapyards that take it. Both of my scrapyards I go to take them, no problem. And I have a beautiful large container, 10 pounds downstairs in one and continuing to grow. So they will take them for sure. But again, these copper prongs, not sure, I always forget the name of these, but these are always attached to your aluminum heat sinks. And sometimes you will find them, sometimes just randomly sitting on the circuit board as well. So have a look for those, make sure you look. Your copper donuts, very easy to take these off. All I'm actually gonna do on this is, I always use like a pair of side pliers or whatever. I'm just gonna grab it. There is a lot of glue you can see on it, but just gonna pull it off. There it is. Okay, just pull off a little bit of that glue still. Sometimes it's not as thick with glue, but because this has glue on it, there's sometimes paint or tarnish. Even though this is very thick, this is thicker than my 16 gauge, anytime there is glue on it or gunk, it is gonna be downgraded to number 2. So again, number 2, $4.22 a pound. And all I'm gonna do with this is just take a hammer, okay, break it open. There you go. That stuff inside is ferrite. Some people do collect that and put it into a separate category. I just throw it right into my tin. But again, beautiful number 2 copper wire there. Sometimes you will also find them hidden like this. This right here is deceiving. You do want to check. If I was to take just a slice of that, you can see at the top. Sometimes you cannot see the top, but if I was to just cut that coating there, peel it back, you can see inside of that. There you go. So there is also my copper donuts. So they are anywhere and everywhere. Okay, some of your copper donuts will have less copper on it like that. Sometimes they will have some red copper, and you will find as you're scrapping red coated copper. Sometimes it could be aluminum, so you do want to scratch it. If you scratch it and reveals a metallic look underneath, it's aluminum, but I have yet to see many that are on the copper donuts as red aluminum. So you do want to check though, depending on the age, manufacturers are replacing copper with aluminum because it's cheaper. But again, beautiful items here. I do leave my capacitors on here. I won't touch these. Any type of my wire, again, I'm going to cut as close as I can to that. Okay, all of my heat sinks, and I will just break this very easy just to get at the prongs. So there's a good example of my plastic prong. plastic covered copper connector, if you will. So I'm just going to take one out for this video just to show you. Okay, so again, don't get discouraged. Beautiful transformers in here. Just going to cut the thing off there. So there's that. On the back, it does have the metallic look to it. But if I just take it, I'm just going to break this. I usually don't do this, but again, for educational purposes. Okay, so just broke it off. There it is. There's your copper. So if they're trying to say to you that there's too much plastic, again, there's still copper on that, and you don't have to remove it. I would just leave it on, put it away, and threaten to bring it somewhere else. So again, there you go. Some more copper. Put that into my number 2 bucket. It all adds up. Okay, but again, I love the fact that I had this one here. You will find sometimes copper heat sinks, so that's great. You do want to make sure you remove that ferrite ring, leaving that on there. Yes, it does add weight, but you're going to get downgraded. Okay, but again, some great wire here, and I'm going to go as low as I can. Get that wire. Sometimes I'm going too much at once. Okay, but again, very easy to pull off. Okay, so it all adds up for sure. Okay, great items. And again, thank you to my friend for this item. These items, again, 29 pounds of, oh my goodness, electric power supply boxes. Again, I am looking forward to weighing this. If you want to upgrade again, remember, you have to remove this. And again, if you are removing it, put this into a brass-coated pile, 19 cents a pound, removing the ferrite. But again, some beautiful 60% wire. This one here, if I'm looking at it, there is no black connectors. So there is none of those, but these are all brass. But look for those brass connectors for sure. The gold ones, the ones that contain gold, again, higher value, upgrading, 100% scrappable. And another question, the last question I want to answer, I have had someone ask me about the fans here. These fans, you can actually bring in as is. There is a small copper motor inside of these, so you will get copper motor price. You do not have to remove the plastic on that. Again, copper motors like this, about 10 to 15 cents a pound, and they do add up as well because every one of these are going to have one. But again, rules with your power supply boxes as well as anything. If it works, try and sell it in good workable condition. You're going to make more from it. But these, because they don't work, definitely take the time to separate the items. Lots of great tin here, tons of copper, some gold, tons of aluminum, and 100% scrappable. So again, looking forward to the final weight of these, from beginning at 29.5 pounds of e-waste at 5 to 7 cents a pound. Probably going to triple, in my estimation, going to triple my value and probably more. So stay tuned. Look on the comment on the bottom. I will put the full price and profit. Probably will not take me that long. But again, these are anywhere and everywhere. Thank you for the questions and comments. Look forward to more ideas from people that things that are being suggested. Again, thank you for watching and all the support I've been receiving and the comments as well. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.